Welcome to the bottom of the table clash between Droitwich and Avoncroft from May earlier this year. We're in the third over and Paul is bowling a second over. He's just took that one away and there's no run. Paul in. Just got a feather on that one. And taken really well there by John T behind the sticks. And that sees the end of Kaz Singh for 13. Bowled Paul Athy, caught John T Heslop. Ben Huxley continuing from the pavilion end. Bowling a nice line. And Paul keeping it tight from the playing field end. We've got hold of that one. Nothing doing there for the big LBW shout. So Ben in again, dug that one in. Massive shout, not given. Another big shout. Umpire thinking about it, but again not given. So Paul again from the playing field end. Chip that one away. It's gone all the way down to the boundary for 4. So Paul in again. He's got a hold of that one. It's gone over towards the tree for 4 more. He's left that one. So replacing at the top from the playing field end, Dan Elliott coming in. Reasonably tight line. One slip. Through and he's dislodged the bail. So that sees the end of Paul Bryan for 10. Dan continuing from the playing field end. Bowling good length. That's why I left that one. Ledge down to third man for a single. With Matt Hathy now bowling from the pavilion end. Big shout there from Dan, but no edge given. Oh, and unlucky there from Matt Hathy. Diving chance. Another big diving chance in the slips. And the batsman's run through for a single. So change of bowling from the playing field end with Al Rich coming on. And the batsman's clubbed that one over his head for 4 runs. These two building quite a good partnership at the moment. Dan Elliott switched ends. Being carted down towards the pavilion for 4. So Al Rich in. Floated it up high. Batsman's got hold of that. Smashed it into the trees for 6. I'm afraid I missed the next wicket of Adam Shaw, who's out for 33. Bowled Al Richardson and caught with a great catch in the deep by Ben Athy. So Dan Elliott continuing from the bottom. Droitwich building nicely, but equally Croft are keeping them under reasonable control. That went fast through to Paul, but great stop. Dan in again. A little bit of a shout for LBW, but not really any thought of that actually being out. Stumping chance, again, not out. So Matt Hathy from the bottom. So Al Rich in. Oh, got a lovely turn on that. That sees the end of Tim Price for a duck. Owen Roberts for Droitwich is going well at the moment, but just needs someone to stay with him. Matthathi continuing from the bottom. Oh, and that's an absolute beauty. Straight through. That's Carl Goddard gone for one. So Matthathi in again. Oh, and a repeat of the Carl Goddard wicket sees the end of George Duggan for a duck. So Matthathi continuing from the bottom, bowling a lovely line in length. It's another big six. And Owen Roberts goes on to his 50, batting really well, but unfortunately at the moment there's a steady stream of wickets going down for Droitwich. Change of bowling from the bottom with Ben Huxley coming back on. Ben's pitched that in perfectly. It's just gone between the batsman and the bat and just flicked off the stumps. That sees the end of Oliver Sankey for a reasonably rapid 34. Owen Roberts continuing to smack the ball around at the moment. Big shout for LBW, not given. He's just desperate to try and get someone to stay with him. Another shout for LBW. And this time the umpire's given him. And that sees the end of Ben Foster for 6 runs. And Droitwich in a bit of trouble here. Owen Roberts continuing to just club the ball around as he's seeing as though he's running out of partners. He's gone over the top there for 4 more runs. That brings up a really good solid 100 for Owen Roberts. Dan Elliott returning from the pavilion end. They're just swinging at everything at the moment. Big run. Could have Mancaded, but chose not to. He's chipped that one up in the air. John T safely catches him. That's the end of the innings. Avoncroft really sort of let that last wicket of almost 100 take the game away a little bit, but 303 still a chaseable score for Avoncroft. So, with Josh Count unavailable this week, we've got the new opening partnership of Dan Elliott and John T Heslop. Dan's just stroked that one away for 4 runs. And that's 4 more. Bowler in. Sort of floated that up with a no ball. And that one's gone straight through John T. Big cheer, but unfortunately then they realised that it was a free hit, and so he remains not out. Dan Elliott chips that one down again towards the pavilion for 4 more, and then goes straight over the top again for 4 more. And he's carved that one away for 4, and John T's joining in. Let's clip that one straight over the bowler's head for 4. Dan cloth that one across, and they run through for a single. And John T's playing a lovely drive back over the bowler's head for 4 runs. Nicely held the pose. Chip that one off down to the leg side for 4 more. Dan just flicking one off his pads. Again down leg side for 4 runs. He's got hold of that one, it's gone way up in the air. And 4 more. John T playing a lovely drive over the top. And the boundaries between these two flowing really well. A little late cut there down towards the pavilion brings up another single. So bowler in, Jonty chips that one away and then goes straight off to the boundary for 4 more. Down again, clubbed that one down to the leg side boundary for 4. Jonty just plays that one up for a single. These two building a really good partnership. And just flicking that off his pads. Another single. Looks like a chance there. Misfield. 4 more. Dan towards the car park. Another misfield. Allows him to run an extra run. Jonty's flicked that one up. Keeper was interested but didn't quite get there. That's another lovely shot from Jonty. A single. Not sure what that shot was, but it's gone all the way down past the tree for 4. Another little flick off his pads. Brings up another single to Jonty's collection. So the spinner in. Again, he's popped it straight onto Dan's pads. He's flicked that one away down the leg side for 4. Jonty goes big over the top again. They run through for 2. But that's gone through again. Through to the boundary for 4. Jonty again flicks it away. Brings up another single. These two passing 100 here as an opening partnership, which is a fantastic base from which Avoncroft can hopefully reach the 303 required to win this game. So Jonty in again, gets down on one knee, absolutely smacked that over, and that's an absolutely beautiful 6. And a really nice way for Jonty to bring up his 50. Jonty flicked that one over the top. It's gone down for a single. Another big hoik from Jonty. Now he's got his 50, swinging from the hip. That's run away for 4 more. Oh, that's an absolutely lovely replica of the previous 6. Dan again flicks that one off his pads. And that brings up his 50. So, bowler in again. It's gone straight through Jonty. Unfortunately, that sees the end of Jonty bowled for 66 runs. That brings Ben Athy to the crease. He's promptly stroked that one away for 2. Dan Elliott up on his toes. They run through for a single. Dan in again. Just chopping that away. Nice little late cut. Another single down to 3rd man. So spin it in. Ben Athy sees that nicely onto the bat. And they run through for 2, but it's rolled all the way through to the boundary for 4 more. And a beautiful late cut there from Ben Athy. Goes straight through 3rd man boundary for 4 more. And that spinner's gone straight through Dan's defences and sees the end of Dan Elliott for 60. So Duncan Rope, first ball. Got hold of that. It's gone straight over towards the school for a massive 6. All happening now. Big shout for LBW. Not given. So the spinner in to Ben Athy. He's flicked that up in the air. Didn't really know where it had gone. Given as wides. Misfield. Run through for a single. Spinner in again. Nicely cut away by Ben. For another single. So Duncan chopped that one away towards the pavilion for 4 runs. I'm afraid I missed the wicket of Ben Athy, who was out for 13, caught in the deep by Tim Price, with the score on 163 for 3. And that brings Mark Whitehead to the crease. So, bowler in, spinner. Mark's got a bottom edge on that, chopped it straight onto the stumps. That sees the end of Mark Whitehead for 5. And the Croft having a bit of a mini collapse, but just needs someone to build a little bit of a partnership, and that could be Jason and Duncan. Duncan punches that one away. And they've run through for a single. So bowler in to Jason. That one's kept really low. It's unlucky from Jason. And that sees the end of Jason for a duck and brings young Ben Huxley to the crease. A little bit overzealous with his running, sent back by Duncan Roke. Misfield there, and they've run through for a single. Really need someone to stay with Duncan. Try and see if we can get this score down. Still need over 100 to chase down the 303 scored by Droitwich. Lovely stroke away down towards the covers by Ben Huxley for 4 runs. Another little chip down towards third man by Duncan Roke. Sees another boundary, 4 more. Duncan's clubbed that one over this pavilion for a big 6. Bowler in. Duncan's muscled that one again over there towards the playing fields for 4 more. That's 4 more for Ben Huxley. That one was chopped away down the onside by Duncan for 4 more. That one was a misfield there, could have been caught. Just raced away down to the boundary for 4. These two building a really good partnership, which will hopefully see the Croft home today. And he's dragged that down, and it got what it deserved. Spanked over the pavilion for 6 more. Another shorter delivery, and Duncan's stroked that one away for a single. And went through the hands there, and it could have been gone, but it's another boundary for Duncan Roke. Ben chips that one up in the air. Keeper didn't know where it had gone. No run. Oh, Ben's picked that one up beautifully and just flicked perfectly over the trees for 6 more. Bowler in. Just punched down the ground. Another single. Chopped away by Duncan. 4 more. Another little inside edge for 4 more. Oh, giving us leg byes. Duncan not impressed with that at all. So bowler in. Ben's just chopped an inside edge on that one. It's going to run away down to third man for a single. Duncan saw that late. And it's again for another single down towards third man. Then just flick that off his pads for another single. Oh, Dunkel's muscled that one over towards the road for 6 more. Ben's just flicked that one away again, down to the leg side. Another single. That brings up his 50. This was a perfect partnership for the Croft as they see out the last few runs required to chase down the score. 4 more there from Duncan. And 4 more. It's a lovely boundary by Ben. And the last ball of the game, again chipped away to the boundary. Avoncroft winning by 5 wickets. That was a terrific 133 partnership by Ben and Duncan at the end to see the Croft home and pull us away from the bottom of the table. As always, if you're liking the videos, please like and subscribe.